Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Let's dive into the top tech news for this Monday. Google discovers a security vulnerability in Samsung phones, Blue Origin delays its rocket launch, Mark Zuckerberg criticizes Apple, and much more. Good evening and welcome to Today in Tech, your daily tech recap. I'll catch you after the intro. A zero-click security vulnerability was discovered in Samsung phones by a researcher from Google's Project Zero. The flaw was found in the monkey's audio decoder. This vulnerability allowed a process of out-of-bounds writing in the audio decoder, paving the way for arbitrary code execution without any user interaction, hence, a zero-click exploit. According to the documentation, the issue affected Samsung phones running Android 12, 13, and 14. An attacker could exploit this flaw by sending a malicious audio message, and if the Samsung phone had RCS enabled, the media processing would cause the decoder to crash. Samsung's patch is expected to be distributed to all actively supported models over the coming weeks or months. Stay alert for pending updates on your phone if it's still running one of the impacted systems. Tesla is announcing a new recall in the United States due to a fault in the edge computer of its electric cars, which could lead to the deactivation of safety features, including the rear-view camera. This issue affects over 239,000 vehicles. A reverse current that occurs when starting the vehicle can create a short circuit on the computer's board. According to the automaker, this hardware issue is responsible for the autonomous driving mechanisms developed by the brand. Various functionalities become disabled if the computer fails, including the camera system, automatic headlights, automatic wipers, and active safety features. Additionally, the driver loses access to GPS and range estimation data. This computer fault was first detected in July, and is reported to occur in both newly purchased vehicles, and those with thousands of miles already driven. The issue also leads to increased battery consumption, as the equipment remains in update mode. Now let's check today's deals that you can find through the links in the description and pinned comment, along with coupon codes. Remember, these prices are promotional, so hurry to grab your Samsung Galaxy Book 4 360 for around $850 and a Realme Note 50 smartphone with 128 GB for about $150. The first launch of Blue Origin's New Glenn rocket has been postponed. The vehicle's debut was scheduled for 3 a.m. today, but they decided to skip today's attempt to resolve an issue with the vehicle's subsystem, which will push them beyond their launch window, as stated by Blue Origin executive Ariane Cornell during a live broadcast. The company is currently evaluating new opportunities for a launch attempt. The announcement, also shared on X, formerly known as Twitter, did not detail the problem encountered. The first launch attempt of New Glenn occurred on Friday the 10th, but was postponed due to rough seas in the Atlantic Ocean, where the vehicle's first stage would land. The launch was then delayed for 72 hours to today, and the opportunity window for launch remains open until Thursday the 16th. New Glenn has been in development for nearly a decade, and is the first orbital rocket from Blue Origin, the company founded by Jeff Bezos. During his appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast last Friday, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg criticized Apple's lack of innovation in recent years. According to him, even though the company was responsible for the iPhone, it seems that Apple has become complacent and hasn't launched any revolutionary products lately. Zuckerberg acknowledged that Apple played a central role in democratizing smartphones with the launch of the first iPhone in 2007. However, he believes that the Cupertino company has not invented anything significant for quite some time. Zuckerberg remarked, "On one hand, the iPhone was great because now practically everyone in the world has a smartphone, allowing for incredible things. But on the other hand, they use that platform to implement many rules that seem arbitrary, and I feel like they really haven't invented anything good in a long time. It's as if Steve Jobs invented the iPhone, and now they're just sitting on it 20 years later." The Meta president also criticized Apple's closed ecosystem for its products, arguing that few developers can profit from items and software directed at iOS. He pointed to the launch of AirPods, noting that while they are cool, Apple makes it difficult for anyone wanting to create innovations that connect with iPhones. In addition to these controversial remarks about Apple products, Mark emphasized that this supposed lack of innovation is one reason for Apple's recent sales decline, adding, "So how are they making more money as a company?" Well, They do that basically by squeezing people with that 30% tax on developers, making you buy more peripherals and things that connect to them. On another note, Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva held a ceremony on Monday to sign a bill that bans the use of cell phones and electronic devices in public and private schools at the basic education level. The bill prohibits the use of phones during classes, recess, or breaks for all stages of basic education. Exceptions to the ban include situations of state danger, necessity, or force majeure. Under the proposal, students may only use phones in class for strictly educational purposes, following the guidance of education professionals and under specific criteria to ensure accessibility, inclusion, and to address the health conditions of students. The legislation also establishes that schools must develop strategies to address students' mental health. Among the proposed actions, institutions will need to inform children and teenagers about the risks of excessive use of electronic devices. Schools will also be required to provide periodic training to detect, prevent, and address signs of psychological distress related to excessive screen time. And now, a look back at technology history. On January 13, 2000, Microsoft President Bill Gates stepped down from his role as CEO and promoted company president Steve Ballmer to the position. Gates would remain as chief software architect until June 2008 before finally relinquishing his responsibilities in other areas of Microsoft. However, Gates continues to serve as chairman of Microsoft's board. Make sure to hit like, leave a comment, and share this video. All of this helps us a lot and it ensures our work reaches a wider audience. Remember, good content is worth sharing. Thank you for all your support. All the links mentioned in today's program can be found in the pinned comment and in the episode description. That wraps up today's news on Today in Tech. Our program airs Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. We'll be back tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.